Today we're going to do a flow that's based on strengthening the iliopsoas. So it's also known as the psoas or the hip flexors. So they're really good. They're the muscles that run from the lumbar spine, and they attach to the spine, and they actually go forward into the pelvis. So they're the only muscle that go from the back to the front, and they're involved in a lot of really cool things. They're attached to the pelvis and to the abdominals, and so for bending over and hinging at the hips and picking something up off the floor, or walking. They're really important for kind of that swing of the foot forward as you're walking the foot forward, and many other things. It's really important to strengthen the psoas for. So that's what we're going to do. So starting on your back, you're going to grab a block and bring it between the thighs the thinnest way. And then planting your feet, squeeze the block and squeeze the sit bones. The arms are going to be down by your sides to start, and then you're going to lift up into a low bridge, curling the tailbone and keeping the belly hugged in. So work your glutes here. You want to really feel them firing up and give them a little tap to wake them up, maybe pulsing. And then you're going to stretch the arms up, flip the palms to face the ceiling, and pull back on one hand with the other, and breathe into that stretch. And then switch hands. Good, and then you'll roll the wrists out, and you'll keep pulsing your bridge, and then you can roll in the other direction. Bring the arms down by your sides. You'll pause at the top of your bridge, and then curl the tailbone to lower segmentally, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you lower the sacrum and the butt back down onto the floor. Okay, we're going to come into some abdominal work here. So you're going to bring the legs up, the knees are above the hips. Squeeze the block. You'll interlace the hands behind your head, and then wrap your elbows in. So we're coming into some abdominal work here. You'll take a big breath in, and then exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades. So pull down on your ribs, squeeze the block, curl the tailbone. As you inhale, your head will come down. Exhale to lift. Squeeze the block, curl the tailbone. So it's almost like a lift of the tail, and the feet kind of lift up towards the ceiling. Don't let the thighs come closer to you. Inhale, your head will come down. Exhale. So this time you're going to squeeze the block, lift the tail, and then you can, with that lift of the tail, send the thighs away from you, just a couple of inches. Pull down in the low belly, keep squeezing the block, and then you're going to zip the pubic bone up toward the chin to bring the thighs back up, and then inhale, and your head will come down. All right. Exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades. Squeeze the block, lift in the tail, and then you'll send the thighs away from you. Keep squeezing the block. All right, and then as you squeeze the block, bring the legs up above the hips, hugging the low belly in. Inhale, your head will come down. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Squeeze the block, send the thighs away from you. Keep pulling down in the low belly. Bring the thighs back up. Keep squeezing the block. Inhale. Last one. Exhale, lift. Squeeze your block. Send the thighs away. Keep the low belly hugging in so you're not arching in the back. Zip the pubic bone up, thighs come up. Inhale, head comes down. All right. Now, you can release that block, give yourself a hug, maybe rock side to side on the sacrum, and then you'll take your feet wide, mat width distance apart, bring your knees over to the left, flex your right foot, and firm your right glute. Keep the belly hugging in, everything draws into midline. You can bring the arms into a goalpost position or down by your sides, whatever feels better for you. Big breath in. Exhale out. We'll inhale to bring the knees through center. And then exhale, bring them over to the other side. Flexing your left foot, squeeze the left glute, Keep the belly drawing in, so those left side ribs pull into midline. Big breath in. Exhale. Great. You'll inhale, bring the knees through center. You're going to come up onto the elbows here. All right. So this time you're going to come up onto your elbows on your back as if you're like chilling on the beach, but we're not like hanging out and chilling out, okay? So you want to press into the forearms. You'll take your fingertips and bring them onto the ribs. So you want to encourage the rib cage really pulling into midline. Your legs are going to come straight up, all right? So everything is hugging into midline. You're going to lower your right leg, and just to a degree that feels okay on the low back. Maybe you hover that heel close to above the floor, and then you're going to bring it up and then switch. All right, so whatever feels better for the low back. Now pull the belly in. The lower you lower that left leg, the more demand on that core you're going to need. And bring that leg up. So start where you are. So if it comes halfway, do that. Okay, so whatever feels best for you. So now we're going to pick up the pace a bit and switch. And keep switching, keeping the core hugged in, and breathe here. Right? So we're working the core muscles, and we're working those iliac psoas, your hip flexors, to make that exactly what's happening, that hip flexion happening. Do a few more like this. Keep breathing. You should start to feel it now. So don't run away from that sensation in the front of the hips. One more on each side. We'll bring both legs up. Come onto your back, hug your knees in. All right, let's come over onto all fours. So once you're on all fours, you'll take a block and bring it between the thighs. All right, squeeze the block, and that's neutralizing the pelvis. You want to scoop the pubic bone up. We're going to add some cat-cows. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Try not to dip in the belly, okay? Keep the belly hugged in. As you exhale, you'll press the floor away. Draw the ribs back, spread the shoulders. You can let the head hang. Inhale. This is your cow action. Move the chest forwards. Shoulder blades come down the back. Exhale, press the floor away. Move with your breath. Inhaling to pull the chest forward. Exhale to press the floor away. We'll come into a neutral spine. Lower the forearms. Elbows are directly beneath the shoulders. You can interlace the hands if there's any tightness or injuries there. You'll draw the belly in, squeeze the block, and then tuck your toes. Lift the knees and the hips up and back, coming into your dolphin. Okay, so really puff up into the shoulders and soften your knees. You're squeezing the block. Now, pull the belly in, and as you squeeze the block, you'll just lift the left toes to hover up off the floor. Really engage in your shoulders. You're pulling the low belly in, and you're utilizing that hip flexor there. And then put that left foot down. And then you'll do the same thing. So it's like suctioning the right thigh into the hip socket as you draw the belly in, and the toes hover up off the floor. Press into the shoulders, into the forearms, and then lower that right foot down. We'll lower the knees, and then you can remove that block and go ahead and take a child's pose. Huge breath in. Exhale it out. You can flip the palms to face the ceiling. That's a nice shoulder stretch. Big breath in. Exhale. All right, you can flip the palms. We'll inhale and come to all fours. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift up and back for your downward facing dog. Spread your fingers, spread your collarbones. You'll soften your knees. You can pedal out the feet a little bit. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Maybe shaking out your head. And then pause in your downward facing dog. Get that length in the spine. Press into the hands. Engage the core. Huge breath in. As you exhale, you'll bend your knees and walk or step the feet forward. Coming into a bent knee forward fold, and then you'll pause here. Keep the knees soft so that the spine is long. You'll take a big breath in. Exhale. As you inhale, you'll ground down into the heels, bend your knees, rise to stand. And then exhale, you can bring the hands to heart center or down by your sides, whatever feels best for you. And we'll just pause here and just feel the effects of that warm up. We'll move into sun salutation 1. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back. Lower the knee and the toe. Inhale, your arms will rise. So your left leg is your hip is in a flex position. Pull back on that left hip. Your right hip is extended. Squeeze the right glute. Those two things are going to support those actions of the psoas, the positions of the psoas. Release the hands. Step back for your plank position. As you exhale, you'll lower the knees and toes, and then lower the top half with control. Inhale, pull the chest forward for your baby cobra. Squeeze the base of the shoulder blades, and then exhale, lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee and toe. Inhale, your arms will rise. Squeeze the left glute and pull back on the right foot. Feel the connection of the core here. Release the hands. Lean into them as you step your back foot forward. We're hinging at the hips, bending at the knees. Inhale, ground down into the heels to rise to stand. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Step your left foot back, lower the knee and the toe. Inhale, your arms will rise. You're in a low lunge again. Plant your hands. Step back for your plank position. So moving a little bit quicker this time. Exhale, lower the knees and toes, lower the top half. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lifting up and back for your downward facing dog. Left foot will step forward. Lower the right knee and toe. Inhale. Release the hands. Step your back foot forward, bent knee forward fold. Inhale, your arms will rise. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to do another round. Step your right foot back, lower the knee but not the toe. Inhale, your arms will rise. Scoop the belly up. We'll bring the hands to that thigh. Then this time you're going to push the flesh of the thigh away as you draw the belly in. Feel the effect that that makes on the right hip. Release the hands. Step your left foot back, plank. Exhale, lower the knees and toes. Lower the top half with control. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, lifting up and back. You'll step your right foot forward. Lower the left knee but not the toe. Inhale. You'll bring the hands to that right thigh. Draw the belly back as you press the flesh of the thigh away from you. Release your hands. Step your left foot forward for your bent knee forward fold. Inhale, arms will rise. Exhale. Left foot steps back. Lower the knee, but not the toe. Hands will come right to that thigh. Push that flesh of the thigh away. Plank position. Exhale, lower the knees and toes. Lower the top half. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot. Lower the right knee. Inhale, bring the hands right to that left thigh. Squeeze your right glute. Draw the belly back. Release your hands. Step your back foot forward for your bent knee forward fold. Inhale, arms will rise. We're going to change it up. Exhale, fold forward. Now you're going to step back into your plank. Grab your block. You're going to bring it onto the sacrum. Okay? So it's on the space right above the flesh of the butt. Scoop the pubic bone up towards the chin. So we want to keep that block as level as we can. You're going to bring the knee in towards you and then step it back. Bring the right knee in towards you, step it back. So we're switching. So this block is a little too much on the flesh of my butt. It's not really on my sacrum. Got to adjust it a little bit. And so we're going to start marching in your plank. Breathe here and feel the demand on the core. So you want to bring the knee straight forward as much as possible so that you're flexing in the hip and you're really utilizing the core and the glutes to stabilize the pelvis. And how we know we're doing that is the block is staying as stable as we can make it. It's going to wobble. Step back for your plank. Exhale, lower the knees and toes. Lower the top half. You can remove that block. So we're gonna extend the arms back behind you. Flip the palms to face the floor. You're gonna lift the arms and the legs for a locust pose. Fire up the back body. Exhale, release the hands. Lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, inhale. Squeeze the left glute, roll the left hip down in line with the right. Feel the length in the spine, the connection of the core. As you exhale, you're gonna lower your left knee. Modified side plank. You'll open up to the side. Okay, you're gonna keep the gaze down at your left hand. Anchor your left shoulder blade down the back. Your right leg will lift. So you'll bring the right fingertips right into this hip crease here. Okay, so you'll bring the fingertips into the hip crease. And then bend your right knee, bringing it in towards midline, and then you'll extend it out. Squeeze the right glute, bring it in, and then extend it out. Watch as you're extending it out that you're not compromising in the low back. You want to squeeze that right glute and keep the connection of the core to not pop out in the ribs and to not scrunch up in the low back. As you're bringing the knee in, you're hinging at that hip. Okay? Last time, we're going to use this for a transition. Bring your right foot forward, step it down. You're going to lift your left knee, lower the left heel, and then inhale, open up for your warrior two. So take a big breath in. Exhale, you'll tip it back and reverse your warrior. Press down into the outer edge of that left foot as you squeeze the sit bones, lifting up in the pelvic floor. You'll inhale to come through center. Exhale, bring your right forearm to the thigh, swing your left arm over, coming into this warrior variation. We're gonna do it again. Inhale for your warrior two. Exhale, tip it back. Inhale, coming through center. Exhale, tip it forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, you're gonna plant your hands. Step your right foot back, coming into your plank. And here we go on the other side. So right to the other side, you're gonna grab that block, bring it on the sacrum. And then you're gonna start with that right knee, and then the left. So coming into a plank march, utilizing the core and the strength of the glutes to help you neutralize the pelvis and help keep that block as steady as you can. We don't want it to fall off, so it can wobble, because it will. Last time, you'll step both feet back. Exhale, lower the knees, lower the top half. You can remove that block. Arms and legs will lift for your locust. Fire up the back body. Squeeze the sit bones. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, hands come beneath the shoulders, lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg will lift. Fire up your right glute. Roll the right hip down in line with the left. You want to keep the pelvis neutral. Bend your left knee if you need to. That's going to help you get a deeper hip flexion in that psoas on the left hip. Okay? One more breath in. Exhale, we're going to lower that right knee. Open up for a modified side plank on this side. So your right hand is down directly beneath that right shoulder. Your left knee is below the hip. Your left hand can come to your left hip. You'll lift your left leg, flex that foot, and then bend your left knee, bringing it in towards midline. Your fingers are in that hip flexor, and then you'll inhale, stretch it out, squeeze that left glute, okay? Exhale, bring it in, inhale. So it's like a crunch. Try not to lock your right elbow like I like to do there. Just keep breathing as you move. We're going to use this as a transition. So stepping that left foot forward, warrior two. Lift your right knee, lower the right heel. Inhale. Exhale, tip it back. Reverse. Inhale to come through center. Exhale, tip it forward. Swing your right arm over. We'll do it again. Inhale. Exhale, tip it back and reverse. Inhale through center. Exhale, tip it forward, variation. You'll take a big breath in, and then exhale, plant your hands, step your feet together, bent knee forward fold. Inhale, your arms will rise. We're gonna move to sun A. So exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands, walk or step, or you can hop back for your chaturanga if you're ready. Or for your plank if you're ready. You can lower the knees and toes, or you can chaturanga if you're ready for that. So squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, you can come all the way down for your baby cobra, or you can come into an upward facing dog. That's your choice, whatever feels better on the low back, okay? So keep the belly hugged in. Try not to compromise the low back, all right? You wanna keep everything in line, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting up and back for your downward facing dog. You'll take a big breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, walk, step, or you can bunny hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms will rise. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, walk, step, maybe hop to the back. Plank position. Exhale, lowers you. Inhale for your cobra or your up dog, whatever feels better on your low back. Exhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Huge breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, push off the toes if you're hopping. You can walk or step. Inhale, arms will rise. Last time. Exhale, fold forward. Plank position. Inhale, and then exhale to lower. Cobra or your up dog as you inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, lift up and back. Engage the core. Pause here. You'll take a big breath in. Exhale. Another inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk, step, or hop to the front. Inhale to rise. Changing it up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back. You're coming to a fingertip lunge. So you want the fingertips the hands to be lined up with the shoulders, okay? You're framing that left foot. Squeeze your right glute. So keeping that right glute super firm to support the opening of the front of the right hip. You want to keep the flexion of that left hip to keep the belly connected to the thigh, but pull the chest forward. If you need to bring the hands onto blocks to do that, you can do that, all right? So you can drop that left knee or tap that, or the right knee rather, tap that right knee, and then inhale, bring that left leg a little straighter for hamstring stretch, okay? So you're gonna tap your right knee down as you exhale. As you inhale, work that left leg a little bit straighter for that hamstring stretch. It does not have to go all the way to straight. The goal is to keep a flexion in that left hip, okay, so that the spine stays long, so the belly doesn't leave the thigh, okay? Exhale, inhale. All right, 2 more. This time you're gonna come into a fingertip lunge, walk the hands forward for a bent knee standing split. Big inhale, exhale, step your right foot down and then you'll step your left foot back. Inhale for a high crescent lunge. That should be a nice counter stretch for that left hip. Squeeze your left glute, all right? So we're gonna utilize that connection that we just made to that iliopsoas and we're gonna add some swings here. So bring the hands to the hips and you're gonna step into the right foot, swing your left foot forward and then step it back. All right, so we're gonna try that again. So then we're stepping it forward, swinging that left foot up, or stepping into your forward foot and swinging your left foot, okay? So as you ground down into that right foot, you're gonna swing that left leg, utilizing your right glute, so you don't wanna stub your left toe. So squeeze the right glute. That's gonna help you. Your iliopsoas is getting that swing. Okay, so you could bring the hands to the hips. You can also get the arms involved. So they can come up as you come back for your twist, or for your crescent lunge. And they can come down as you swing it forward. Never feels better. Last time, you're gonna swing it forward and then step your left foot back, turn to the side, goddess squat. All right, so turn the heels in towards each other. You can bring the hands into a prayer or into a goalpost position. Whatever feels better, we're gonna pulse here. And pulse. Breathe. Pause in your goddess squat. Take a huge breath in. Exhale. We're gonna turn to the back for a twisted crescent. So your right hand will plant. You can wiggle your left foot out to the side. Your right foot can scooch back. Left hand will come to the hip. We'll inhale. Peel the chest away from that left thigh. Anchor your right shoulder blade down the back. Soften that right elbow. Huge breath in. Exhale. Big breath in. Exhale it out. All right. You're gonna step your right foot forward, chair pose. So inhale for that chair, sitting the butt back, rip with the big toes. You'll bring the hands to the thighs, and then you're gonna deeply bend your knees as you sit the butt back and run the hands down the thighs and the shins. Down as close to the ankles as it feels good without lifting the heels, and then ground down into the heels to rise up to stand as the hands run up the front of the legs. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So we're flexing at the hips, bending at the knees, and flexing at the ankles. Rising up to stand, use the glutes. Hands, the fingertips stay connected to the front of the thighs. Exhale. Inhale to rise. And exhale it out. All right, let's do the other side. So inhale. Exhale, fold forward. You're going to step your left foot back. You're coming into a fingertip lunge with the right foot forward. Squeeze the left glute, pull the chest forward, and squeeze the shoulder blades. As you exhale, you'll tap your left knee down. Inhale, work your right leg a little straighter. Exhale to tap it down. Inhale. So keeping the spine long and the belly doesn't leave the thigh. Keeping that deep flexion in that right hip. Last time, you'll end in a fingertip lunge. Walk the hands forward for a bent knee standing split. So your left glute is firing up, bending in your right knee. Keep the spine super long. You're gonna step your left foot down and then step your right foot back. Crescent lunge on that right leg. So that's a nice counter stretch for that right hip. Squeeze the right glute. Now we're gonna utilize that connection. You can bring the hands to the hips and we'll add those swings of that right leg. So pressing into your left leg to swing that right foot forward and then stepping it back. All right, so trying not to stub that right toe by engaging the left glute. So you can keep the hands to the hips, or you can get them involved here, lifting them as you step back for your high crescent lunge, and then swinging them down as you swing that foot forward. Last time, just swing it forward and then step it to the side for your goddess squat. So add your pulses, your hands can come wherever is comfortable for you. Squeeze the sit bones, draw the belly in. And then pausing in your goddess squat, you'll take a big breath in. Exhale, we're gonna turn right to the front. Left hand will plant, your right hand come to the hip. So adjust your feet if you need to. Wiggle your left foot back. Wiggle your right foot out, squeeze that left glute, and then inhale, peel the chest away from the right thigh. Relax your neck. Soften that left elbow. The right hand can stay at the hip, or it can float up. Whatever works best for you. We'll step your left foot forward, chair pose. Inhale. Squeeze the sit bones, hug the belly back. You can bring the hands to prayer. If your arms are getting tired, then we'll bring the hands to the thighs. And then here we go. We're gonna bend those knees super deep, set the butt back, and then rise to stand. Use the glutes. 2 more times. Exhale. Keep connecting with the big toes. Inhale to rise. Last time. Inhale, we'll rise to stand. Beautiful. Then sun cell feet. So we'll sit back into that chair. Arms can lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands. You'll walk step or hop back into your plank and lower. Inhale for your cobra, your up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you can inhale, lift that left leg. You can step it forward, or you can add a hop. So remember, you can always step it forward. If you want to add a hop, I like to rise up onto the ball of the right foot, bend the right knee, and then push off the toes. You can land the right foot down and then swing it through. If you're working on your handstand, you can push off. Maybe you catch in midair, catch air, and you switch in midair. We're headed for a warrior 1. Okay, so you're gonna lower your right heel, wiggle your left foot out to the side. Inhale. So your feet are hip width distance apart, or maybe a little bit wider. Squeeze your right glute, pull the belly back. Arms can lift. Exhale, plant the hands, plank position. And lower. Inhale. And then exhale for your down dog. So you'll lift your right leg this time. So you can step it through or add that hop. So whatever variation feels better for you. You can push off the toes, land that foot down, and then swing it through, or maybe you catch air and you switch. Inhale for your warrior one. Exhale. Plant the hands for your plank and flow it through. We'll meet in your down dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, push off the toes if you're hopping. You can walk or step, that knee forward fold. Inhale, arms will rise. And we'll exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Okay, now we're gonna start like sun salpi, but we're not gonna quite finish it. So starting by sitting into your chair, take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. So you can plant your hands, walk or step back for your plank. You can lower through your vinyasa, or you can come straight back to your down dog. So that's your choice. So we'll meet in a down dog. You'll start with your left leg. Inhale, lift it up, squeeze your left glute. You can add a hop or step it through for your crescent lunge. All right, so stepping that left foot forward. Inhale, your arms will rise. So this time you're staying on the ball of the right foot. Squeeze your right glute. All right, we're gonna hug the belly in. So you're gonna turn to your right for some side lunges. So parallel your feet, sit the butt back, bring the hands to the hips. You're gonna side lunge from side to side. As you're pressing off from one side to the other, you wanna press into the outer edge of the foot. That's gonna shift you from side to side using the glutes. You can even bring the hands to the glutes to help you do that. We're gonna turn to the back of your mat, plant your hands, slide your right foot back. You're in a quadruped. All right, so this is gonna be fun. It might be a little challenging, but it's gonna be super fun. So you're gonna take your knees and take your feet actually rather, and bring them over to the right. Step your left foot forward on the outside of your hands. So you can stay here, or you can push into that right hand and swing that right foot through. You gotta really use that Psoas to make that happen. And then you'll bring it back, and then bring your left knee back to meet your right, and then you'll swing the feet over to your left. Your right foot will step forward, you'll push into that left hand, and maybe swing that left foot through, engaging that Psoas, and then stepping your left knee back, your right knee will come back, and then switch. So we're just gonna do it one more time. So step your left foot forward, swing your right foot forward, and then bring your right knee back, your left knee back, switch the feet, step your right foot forward, swing your left foot forward, and then bring your left knee back, and then step it back. You'll come through center, your left foot will step up, your right leg will lift. You're coming through this bent knee standing split. So your left hand is gonna come to the hip, your right hand can come on top of that right thigh. Take your time to get there, okay? So we're gonna do some challenging one-legged stuff here. So ground down into your left glute, into your left hip. Using your left glute, bring your right knee in towards the thigh. Your right knee in towards the belly. So your thigh towards the belly. And then you're gonna come back into your airplane, extend it back. Now squeeze that right glute, grip with your left big toe. You'll rise, bring that right knee in, so you're flexing at the hip. And then coming back into your bent knee airplane. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. Whoops, rise up, bring that right knee in, so it's okay if you lose balance a little bit. You're gonna cross that right ankle over your left knee for a standing figure four. So you keep the hands at the hips, you can bring the hands to prayer, bend your left knee. You'll take a big breath in, flex your right foot, exhale. All right, release this hook as your left foot comes down, your right leg will swing back. You're in a half moon. So working on flexing that right, or stacking the right hip on top of your left, flex your right foot, bend your left knee, keep the belly hugged in and looking at the floor. Okay, you'll take another breath in, exhale, step your right foot down, windmill the hands to the front. You're gonna swing that right leg back for a three-legged down dog. Right leg lifts, big inhale, exhale. You're gonna hop or step that right foot forward, coming into that crescent lunge, inhale. All right, squeeze that left glute, draw the belly in. You'll turn to the side, parallel your feet, and add your side lunges, shifting from side to side. Sit the butt back, Keep the belly hugged in. This is a lot of work. You're doing great. You're gonna turn to the back for your quadruped. Okay, bring your right knee down, your left knee down. So we're gonna come into that, I like to call it the break dance move. All right, so you're gonna bring your feet over to the left. Step your right foot forward, swing the left foot forward if that's in your wheelhouse. If not, then you don't have to do all that. Bring your right knee back. You'll swing the feet over to the right. Step your left foot forward, swing that right foot forward if that's in your wheelhouse. Bring your right knee back, your left knee comes back. Switch the feet. Right foot steps forward, left foot swings. Switch it up. Right knee lands, switch the feet, left foot steps, right foot swings. You bring both knees down, coming into your quadruped. Then your right foot will step forward. You'll lift that left leg using the standing split as a transition. Your right hand will come to the hip, come up out on the fingertips of the left hand. You can bring the left hand onto that right thigh. Squeeze the left glute. Here we go. One-legged balance. You're gonna rise up to stand, bring that left knee in, hinge at that left hip, bring the thigh close to the belly. And then as you extend it back, squeeze your left glute as you sit back into your right. Keep the core engaged here. Use that right glute to bring that left thigh in, and then send it back. Last time, bring it in. And then this time you're gonna cross that left ankle over your right knee. Bend your right knee deeply, hands can stay at the hips, or you can bring the hands in prayer. Flex your left foot, big breath in. Exhale it out. Half moon is where you're headed. You're gonna unhook that leg, bring your right hand down, your left leg, your left foot is gonna flex as that left hip works towards stacking on top of the right. Bend your right knee as much as you need to. Huge breath in. Exhale it out. Step your left foot down, windmill to the front of the mat, plant your hands. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale, lower the knees, take a child's pose. When you're ready, you'll inhale to come to all fours. Make your way over onto your back. You'll hug the knees in, giving yourself some love. Maybe rocking side to side on the sacrum if that feels good. And then we're gonna come into final resting position. So take whatever stretches feel good, anything you need. If you have time and you want to take a figure four or a pigeon, you can do that. You can take a happy baby or some twists here, anything that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, you'll lay the legs out long. The arms can come down by your sides. Let yourself settle in and feel comfortable. Allow the feet to relax, the fingers to relax. Maybe rock the head side to side. Closing the eyes. Take a huge breath in. Exhale it out. Taking as much time as you need in Shavasana. Focusing on the breath.